Okay, guys, this is a little bit different than what I'm used to doing on YouTube. I'm showing you that I can make some brownies. I've done this a few times before, and I'm starting to get a little bit more confident about it. What it is, I don't even know if my wife let me put this video up, but it's a Betty Crocker Supreme Triple Chunk Brownie Mix. It's the lights. So it's a pretty easy, for me. But first of all, let me say I'm not a cook. I can't cook anything really unless it's something instant. I can make an instant oatmeal, instant grits, instant coffee, and let's see. I know how to make hot dogs and boiled eggs, and I know how to do cup of soup. Where you cup, you pull the paper off and you add some water, and it tells you how to do it. So I know how to do things like that. I can make canned biscuits, and I was trying to learn how to do cornbread. I got to where I could make cornbread as long as it's got directions, on the bag, and it tell me what to do. I make a big mess, but I can make cornbread, and the cornbread, I kind of quit making it. I kind of got traumatized there a little bit. Haven't made it in a while because at the time I was making cornbread, I had an off day at work. So I used to work at this place that made paper towels and toilet paper. It was 12-hour shifts. You worked 2 weeks of a day shift, work 2, off 2, work 3, off 2, and it kind of got confusing. You'd do 2 weeks a day shift, then 2 weeks 12-hour night shift, same schedule, 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 2, and it got confusing. Anyway, I had an off day one day, and I'm always trying to impress my wife, at my skills, which it's not much. But anyway, I was trying to make some cornbread, and I was going to surprise her when she got home. And anyway, I had the radio going. I had the radio on just a while ago too, but you got to turn it off because copyright infringements. But I was making cornbread, and boy, I was going to town just singing along with these old 50s and 60s songs like I always do, and had a phone call. I picked up the phone, and the lady on the other end said my name, and I said, "Yes, ma'am, you're speaking to him." She said, "Well, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm fixing to got started making a big old pan of cornbread." And I said, "What are you doing?" Because I didn't know. I thought it's somebody that knew me. I was trying to remember their name or something. You know how you get. She said, "Well, you're supposed to be down here at the courthouse for jury duty." And I said, "What?" And she said, "Yeah." She said, "You supposed to have been down here." And she said, "We was fixing to call the county sheriff's department, have them come pick you up." And she said, "You need to get down here as fast as you can." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Well," she said, "I'll tell you this much." She said, "When you get down here, you need to go to the judge's chambers." So I thought, oh no, jail time or whatever. I didn't know. I never had served on jury duty. And remember, I said I worked 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, and different. It's 12-hour shifts. And I got to where, just like my fellow employees, I didn't know what day of the week it was. You'd go in on say like a Tuesday night, you'd get off on Wednesday morning, and, all the days is the same. And I just got to where, we stayed confused. All of us did. I've had a lot of people ask me, "Hey, what day of the week is it?" I can't remember. I didn't know either. So anyway, you get so tired doing that shift. While you just when you get used to days, it's time to go back to nights, and you try to sleep during the day. And everybody's putting on roofs and cutting trees and dogs barking, all that. Anyway, I got off topic. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I went down to judge's chambers, and he sat me down in his office there, the chambers, and told me what a privilege it was to be able to serve on jury duty and stuff. And I explained to him my situation. And I told him, I said, I just honestly forgot. I said, I forgot to call in to see if I was supposed to be there. I forgot, blah, blah, blah. So he let me off with a stern warning. So needless to say, I haven't really made cornbread since. And, that's just me though. But anyway, getting back to this, sorry, that's got little chocolate chips in it. It's supposed to look like this. Now, I don't know if, yeah, maybe you can see that. It's supposed to look like that. So I'm hoping it's going to look like that. But I've seen my wife do this a few times, and let's see if I can find one. Yeah. I've seen her get toothpicks and stick them in, and I think if you see any kind of brownie on it, you're supposed to put it back in the oven. So I've remembered seeing her do this a lot. I'm real good at washing dishes and stuff like that, but as far as cooking, I'm not so good. So anyway, that's about all I've really learned how to do. I'm fixing to pop these in the oven. I had to turn it on to 350. And I wonder how long you let this cook. Let's see. Well, I'm guessing, I don't know, 28 minutes? 20. I start checking at 25 because I don't want to burn them. Speaking of burn, I had a dream one time when I was working that goofy shift. You know, you have goofy dreams, or I do anyway, about all the time. But I dreamt about making a breaded Spam. Anyway, I got up from, woke up and come down here in the kitchen, and my wife was at work, and I thought I'm going to surprise her with making breaded Spam. So I got some flour and cut up some Spam, in little, slices. I done that, and that was a mistake. I put it in a frying pan and was trying to fry it. Well, for some reason, I don't know what happened. I had to walk away for just a minute, and the whole kitchen filled up with smoke. And I don't know if I had it on too high a setting, or I don't know exactly what happened. But all the smoke alarms, and we've got about 100 of them in this house, they all started going off, and the smoke was filling up, and golly, it scared me to death. So I grabbed that pan with a hot, one of those things that hang on. One of these things, hot pad, and put it grabbed the handle of that frying pan and threw it out in the yard. Opened up the door and run out in the yard and threw it in the middle of the yard. Of course, all the Spam and all that stuff fell out in the yard. Had to clean up all that mess, and I had towels trying to get the smoke out. I didn't want my wife to find out. Of course, she's got a bionic nose, and she knew right away that I had messed something up. So haven't tried that again. I stick now really to just doing directions like this. So, anyway, I'm fixing to pop these in the oven. I guess the oven's warm enough by now, 350. I've had it on there about, 10, 15 minutes. Should be 350 by now. Anyway, so I thought I would show you what I'm doing, and I told my wife, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to see me try to do more tricks in the kitchen, I'll be happy to try to show you what I know to do. But mostly, like I said, it's mostly just instant. I drink instant coffee. I can't afford the Keurig or whatever you call those things and all that stuff. I'd rather have car or truck parts, and so I just drink instant coffee just nearly all day, just about. That's why I got the shakes. But anyway, let me know if you like this kind of video, and I'll pause this for just a minute, and I'll let you see what the brownies turned out like. So if you hang on, I'll do that. So hang on, I'm going to pop them in the oven. I'll be back with you in a minute. See you in just a second. Okay, guys, I'm back with these Betty Crocker Delights I had in the oven. I got the old toothpick trick. I've seen my wife do this, and that's a pretty good idea. But you stick it in, well, let's see. You stick it in, and then pull it out. And I don't know. I really don't know, really. I might put it in there for another couple of minutes. Okay, the edge is getting toasty. See around the edge? So I don't see anything. I don't trust this in anymore. Let's just flip it over and see. Dang, it's hot. Okay, let's try this again. Let's put it right here in the center. Well, what do you think? Another minute or two? Okay, I say another minute or two. So I'll pause this, stick it back in there, and I'll check it again. There's not a whole lot, might be just a little sticking to it, but I'm trying to take into account the little chocolate chips. I reckon it's in there. Might be making it kind of gooey. Anyway, okay, I'll put it in there another couple of minutes, and I'll get back with you. Hang on. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I've let this thing sit in the oven for another couple of minutes, and I had to turn the radio off. I was playing a really good old song, and I almost got carried away and forgot the brownies was in here. So let's see this time. Now, this is pretty close to the center. I don't see nothing sticking to it. The toothpick, I mean. Let's try another spot far away from that. I don't see nothing sticking to it, so maybe I'm going to call this done. The edge is what's got me scared. It's kind of getting crusty, so maybe I didn't want to burn it. So I'm going to call this done. I'm going to let it sit here for a little while and cool off, and I guess I'll just let it sit here. It's too dang hot to touch or anything, so I'm going to let it sit here. I forgot I had this little light up here that my wife uses. I forgot about that. As I said, I'm not a cook. I don't know how to cook. But as I sit in here waiting for the brownies to mature here, I thought, well, I was trying to think of more things that I know how to do. I don't want to come off as being completely stupid, which I'm sure I will anyway, but I know how to heat up stuff, like chicken noodle soup. That's one of my favorites, and tomato soup, stuff like that out of a can. I can get it out and cook it in a microwave, so that's good. And I was going to tell you too, something I'm real proud of is I know how to do scrambled eggs. I know how to do that in a pan, and also fried eggs. And you add a little bit of milk to it, but I forgot what you put the temperature on. But anyway, getting back to this, I'm sorry. If you, I was trying to think of more things so I don't sound so stupid. But if you like this kind of video, I'm trying to be a little bit more diverse. I'm always talking about cars and trucks, which is my favorite thing to talk about. But I'm trying to be more diverse. And if you'd like to see me try to cook something else, just subscribe, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, let me know that you watched the video. And I'm on Instagram, Primert is Best, all one word, and Facebook. And don't forget to check out my Facebook page or Instagram, one of them. My wife does those two things for me, kind of keeps up with that for me. But you can see the old truck that I picked up here a few days ago. It's supposed to be delivered today by my friend, really good friend, and going to take it to Gas Axe Chop Shop. It's a 71 Chevy C10 long bed truck. The only reason why I got it is because it was cheap, and with my wife and I having a little discussion about it, I finally kind of won out on that. So it's really cheap, but there's a lot of good parts on it. But I don't know, it just kind of reminded me, as I said in another video, that reminds me of a farm truck, an Asian's truck, that it's got a camper top on it. And I don't know what I'll do with it. If anything, I've got a lot of good parts I can use off of it. So, but, might try to get it going. My wife doesn't know all this yet. So if you hear a lot of screaming and hollering, it will probably, no, she's not like that. She's really, really good person. Actually, to tell you how good a person she is, she's substituting today for a lady that, I don't know if I told you this or not. Maybe I did, but she's substituting for a lady today that her husband's having some health issues. So she's went in to help out and fill in for that lady that is out with her husband because of health issues. And she's a really good person, a whole lot better person than what I'll ever be. But I try to do stuff like this, making brownies and stuff to kind of compensate for, I don't know, trying to be a better person. Okay, anyway, sorry, long-winded. Hey, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know if you like brownies. And if you want the recipe for this, it's a Betty Crocker Delights Supreme Triple Chunk Brownie Mix. Boy, don't that look good. I hope this looks as good as this picture. And in case you're like me and not a real good cook or anything, it tells how to do it. So that's good. Because I'm not a cook. I'm not exaggerating a bit. I am not a cook. Don't know how to do too much of nothing. So, but this tells the directions, and I can do it. I cracked an egg without making a big old mess and all that. So, okay. Hey, appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot. I sure am grateful. Appreciate you keeping up with my channel. And if you're a new subscriber, which I hope that you will be, welcome to the channel. I'll see you.